My boy's gonna be a preacher. Henry's mother would say this line to anyone that would listen to her. Henry had an ability to speak to anyone, and he could sell anything. Unfortunately, growing up in Brooklyn as a poor African-American family didn't provide many opportunities outside of lower-paying jobs. Recently married and hoping to start a family, Henry and his wife worried about money. With very little opportunities to make money quickly, Henry was pulled into the world of drug dealing. As Henry made money hand over fist, those words from his mother got quieter and quieter in his mind. During this period of Henry's life, he found himself on the wrong side of the law, getting addicted to the very drugs he was supposed to be selling, and even wrongly imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. To spare you the details, I will fast forward to a point that Henry's life changed. Hiding behind a bush, gun in hand, Henry was fearing for his life. He had no one else to turn to, so he did something in pure desperation. Henry fell to his knees. The prayer uttered is one many of us have probably all prayed during our lifetime. God, if you get me through this, I will do anything you ask. What made Henry's prayer different was that as the sun came up, Henry kept his word. Leaving his past behind him, Henry joined a local church and eventually became a deacon and was named an elder of that church. After a few years, Henry was ordained and sent to Detroit to plant a parish. The building he was given was an old Presbyterian church. When Henry arrived, the roof leaked, the paint was peeling, and the boiler slowly dying. But to Henry, it was a gift. Over the years, I and my brother's keeper ministries grew slowly, and the bills mounted quickly. Yet Henry was there every day, many nights, preaching the gospel, watching over the homeless in his shelter, handing out food. That hole in the roof grew and grew, yet Henry kept praying and preaching, and people came, including a local newspaper reporter. After many visits, that reporter wrote an article telling the story of the church and the roof. A few days later, envelopes with $1 to $10 donations began arriving. Soon Henry had enough to repair that roof. We all have a past. Some moments we're not proud of. But without those moments, would we be here? If you try to look at your life now, it's difficult to see God working. But if you look back, He's right there. Henry couldn't see God in those bushes. But if you asked him then, as he was a preacher, where God was, you could see him right next to him in those bushes. From that small, dilapidated church, Henry's story has touched millions throughout the world. And his ministry stayed small. His message continued to spread, thanks to that local newspaper reporter named Mitch Albom. Henry spread the gospel with his words and his life. My boy is going to be a preacher. His mother knew that God had a plan for him. What is God's plan for you?